Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Cavanaugh's Corner. Today in the show I'm going to be talking about a movie that is kind of unexpected, really. It was sent to me by Universal. I was able to get an advanced screener, so thank you very much to Universal for sending me this film. And it's a movie that just came out very recently. It's actually a documentary, which is something I don't review a lot on this channel, but this movie really struck me as impressive and very, very heartfelt. And the movie I'm going to be discussing today is called Inmate Number 1, The Rise of Danny Trejo. And this is a new film that just premiered actually digitally. There is no physical copy as of yet. But it is online. You can pretty much stream it on all the different services. I think it's like $5.99 to rent and $14.99 to buy on iTunes right now. But basically, this is the story of Danny Trejo, the actor that is very famously in a lot of Robert Rodriguez films. He's been in From Dusk Till Dawn. He stars in Machete and Machete Kills. And he usually either plays like a heavy kind of bad guy or a good guy that's not so good. He always plays these parts. And it was really fascinating for me personally to learn more about this gentleman's life and really how he started, really as a kid and then growing up and kind of turning to the wrong side of the law and then really emerging from that and changing his life and really making something out of himself, way more than an actor. And this movie really was a heartfelt experience for me personally, because Danny Trejo is very much an advocate and a sponsor. He's actually a great abuse counselor when it comes to substance abuse and drug abuse and things like that. And he does do a lot of talks for AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, things like that. And he does a lot of wonderful talks for these people. And watching this movie, I learned a lot of stuff about this man that I just did not know. One big thing was just his very, very checkered past. He had quite the upbringing. The movie basically is a documentary that, Danny Trejo is narrating throughout. They also interview a lot of different other actors that have worked with him over the years and some of his close personal friends. And it's a very fascinating documentary. It starts out him as a kid, and then it kind of works its way up through his I want to say teenage years and his eventual incarceration in San Quentin, which is a very intense prison. But he did his time there along with some other penitentiaries around California, and it's really amazing that this man is A, still with us, and B, doing the amazing charity work that he does almost on a daily basis. It's very impressive. And it's a great story because not only do you learn a lot about some behind-the-scenes stuff, so if you're a movie buff like me and you like this man's acting career, you do learn a lot about his parts in certain films. The most fascinating one to me personally was the one where he actually talks about filming Heat, where he has a somewhat pivotal role in that film, and honestly one of the most emotional scenes in the film. And he talks about doing that scene and why his character is named what it is in the film, and I did not actually know about why his character is named what it is in the movie. It's very, very fascinating to watch. But the number one thing is the fact that this man has really turned himself around. And him doing the work that he doesn't have to do this work. And I've heard him speak in the past about it very briefly. And I've heard him say in the past, I'm just an actor to pay the bills. What I really am is a counselor. And I think that's amazing. I think it's absolutely amazing the work that this man does. And honestly, watching this movie, this has got to be the best advertisement for AA I've ever seen in my life. It really is a fascinating film from beginning to end. It has, I mean, it had me laughing, it had me crying. Honestly, I did tear up a little bit at parts. But the number one thing is the fact that this man does, wherever he goes, he does talks. He will go to AA meetings. He actually meets with inmates of various prisons around the country, sometimes around the world. And I think that's a venerable thing, and I think this man should be applauded for his work. I'm glad that this movie was made because of the fact that this will kind of put it on the map of just the kind of guy this guy is. This is the kind of guy I would want to hang out with in terms of a Hollywood celebrity. He's a celebrity that does not think of himself as a celebrity, which is very rare these days. He really focuses on his charity work, and, you know, any movie that comes along, he signs up for it because he figures, well, you know, if they're going to pay me, it's a good role. And you know what? He's not an actor by trade. He's an actor by chance, which is something else they reveal in this movie. Again, I don't want to ruin the movie for you, but it is a fascinating watch. I highly, highly recommend it. On a personal note, as a guy that has a very dear friend of mine, actually my best friend, is actually a recovering alcoholic, and he's been sober now for just a little over 2 years. And if it wasn't for AA and that group, I don't know if I would still have this guy as my friend. And I think it needs to be said that these guys do incredible work. Without that program, I do not know if my friend would still be alive today, to be honest. So I think it's something that really deserves to be watched. If you're a fan of Danny Trejo and his work and just his overall just extremely bubbly personality, ironically enough. He's a scary looking guy, but he's totally not. The guy seems to be like a teddy bear. Now, I've never met him in person. I do know some people that have met him, and they all say he is one of the nicest guys around. And after watching this documentary, I totally believe it. It is amazing that this guy went from where he started to where he is now. It's an incredible story. I highly, highly recommend you at least give it a rent. I think this movie is just fantastic. I really think it's fantastic. And I think it's also very important that people understand that AA is a program that really does work. And I think it's worth saying that if you do have a problem and you're watching this video and you're ready to get some help, I'm going to put the number below over here for AA. It's very important to me that that you realize how important your life is, and it's not worth it to throw it away. It's really not. I think it's important that you take it one day at a time, and you realize that even though things may look bad, they could be a whole lot worse. And that is the story of Danny Trejo, really. A man that started from basically nothing, got to his lowest point, and then made a decision to turn his life around, and that decision has made all the difference. So anyway, I highly, highly recommend you see this Inmate #1, Rise of Danny Trejo, one of the best documentaries I have seen in a long time that focuses on a single celebrity and his life. And if by any chance Danny Trejo is watching it, thank you, sir, for doing what you do. You do amazing work, and please continue on this path that you're on. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. So anyway, thank you again for tuning into Cavanaugh's Corner. As always, I'm Andrew Cavanaugh. If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this. And until then, please stay safe, please take care of yourself, and of course, take it easy.